how well government gets stuff done.
There's a great example in FEMA. I mean, now, they've gotten better since Katrina, but the idea that our basic emergency management functions had been under the leadership of a guy whose only expertise was, the Arabian Horses Association, that's a problem. So some of it's just getting the right people in. Some of it is using technology in intelligent ways. One of the things that I'm excited about is to transfer what we've learned from this campaign in using technology into government. I mean, there are huge areas where we can open things up, make things more transparent. I passed a bill working with a Republican, Tom Coburn, called the Google for Government bill, where now you can go to a single site and you can pull up a searchable database of every dollar of federal spending that's out there, which means now you've got a lot greater accountability. Well, there are examples of that all throughout our government that can remove bureaucracy, eliminate red tape, make the whole process more customer-friendly. Anybody who's gone to the post office, and wants to buy some stamps, and you're trying to figure out the machine is not working properly, the lines are long. There's no reason why we can't make operations like that more efficient and work better. They do it in the private sector all the time.
I have a national security question for you about Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. You have argued, as has John McCain argued, now the Bush administration agrees, that we need more troops in Afghanistan. Yeah. Why do more troops in Afghanistan equal a higher likelihood of success? What's the exit strategy for Afghanistan? How long are we going to be there?
Well, unfortunately, I think Afghanistan is going to be tough. I don't think there is a quick fix to what's happening there, because we have a combination of a government that is not seen as fully legitimate all throughout Afghanistan. It's not particularly capable in terms of delivering services right now. You've got a very powerful narco-terrorism or an intersection of narco-trafficking with terrorism. Just the terrain is terrible for trying to root out the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. And then you've got Pakistan and a border that is porous and very difficult. So it's not going to be easy, but here's what I know, that we can't allow bin Laden and Al-Qaeda to establish safe havens where they are plotting to kill Americans and training troops. And there's no dispute that that's taking place right now. And so we've got to make Afghanistan stable enough and focused enough on controlling its own borders that we're not seeing the Taliban and Al-Qaeda return. In the meantime, I think the most important thing that we're going to have to do, in addition to having more troops, providing alternatives to farmers for the poppy trade, making sure that services are actually being delivered to the Afghan people. The most important thing we're going to have to do with respect to Afghanistan is actually deal with Pakistan. And we've got to work with the newly elected government there in a coherent way that says terrorism is now a threat to you, extremism is a threat to you. We should probably try to facilitate a better understanding between Pakistan and India and try to resolve the Kashmir crisis so that they can stay focused not on India but on the situation with those militants. And we've got to say to the Pakistani people, we're not just going to fund a dictator in order for us to feel comfortable with who we're dealing with. We're going to respect democracy, but we do have expectations in terms of being a partner against terrorism.
But you don't think that having a larger military footprint interferes with their ability to do that stuff, to work with the Pakistani government, to work with the Afghan government?
Look, I mean, we're part of a coalition force that right now is undermanned. I mean, we up until fairly recently, had 1/4 of the troops in Afghanistan that we had in Iraq. Yeah. And so we're not looking to duplicate 150,000 troops in Afghanistan.
That's good.
But on the other hand, if we've only got 30,000 or 35,000 on a huge terrain and we're asking people to do a lot, I don't want a situation in which our troops continue to be under stop-loss, or they are on the kinds of rotations that they've been under, or they don't have the basic support services that will allow them to consolidate any gains that they make. Right now, it's just a little too scattershot an operation for them to secure and then build in these areas, and that's something that I think we can improve on. But military power alone is not sufficient. It's necessary but not sufficient.